And now, suspense.
I do pat myself on the back sometimes for that. It's just thinking like, hey, you went for it and now you've actually met a lot of really cool people. I've met a lot of really, really nice people through this, and
Yeah.
I've become friends with a lot of them. So
That's so great.
that's the biggest takeaway for me, is not only am I getting to talk to people in an industry that I have like such a fascination for and such an appreciation for, but I'm also making friends.
Yeah, it's a great way to spend your Wednesday evening, just chatting away. Yeah, I can relate to that a lot, like for acting, because I just started out two and a bit years ago. And so I'm still very new. And it's something that I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. It was like, oh, I'm gonna act. And I did it all through like school. I did the school plays and was in the drama club. And after high school, did some community theater. And then it was like nothing. And just like it was in the back of my brain and just kind of stayed there for so long. And then finally, at one point, it just like switched and was like, okay, no, now you're gonna do it. Now's your time. Just go. And I'm so glad I did. But it was scary. It is so scary. Like doing something that you've kind of always known you could do, but like you've never really had the confidence or courage to actually go out and do it. And then you go out and do it. You're like, sweet. I've made so many great friends and I've worked on so many incredible projects over the last 2 years that I'm just so grateful for. It's like I found my people. Just doing it. You just got to do it. Say yes and go for it.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about on Instagram and stuff. We've talked a little bit about your home life and stuff like that, and we're both parents. Do you find the balance of, home life and the acting life pretty easy to manage, or does it sometimes kind of overlap and you get a little bit overwhelmed?
It can be pretty difficult, and I think especially when you're starting out, when you're starting something new, it's like very difficult because you're taking care of my son, of my house, like the wife, the mother. And then I want to start this new crazy random career that's going to take me away. You don't like with acting, like you're never really given your set hours. It's not like, okay, we're going to be on set from like 9 to 5 today. It's like, okay, we'll see you at 9. And like, that's it. And you might be home by 5 or you'll probably be home closer to like 10 p.m. And so there's a lot of like just uncertainty. You just, I can't plan on days when I'm working, which makes it pretty difficult. And then when you're starting out and a lot of the projects are like volunteer projects or just like super low pay. And you're like, okay, I'm going to be gone for 3 days this week and won't have any money to show for it. But I'm building something and down the road I will, but like you kind of just have to trust the process.
Yeah. It's you're pretty much investing in yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but it's a struggle, but it's nice to have support. My husband's really supportive and helpful and flexible, and we've got both sets of grandparents in town here, and so that really helps. But it's interesting. I shot my first feature film this summer, and I was away for 3 weeks in Drumheller, which is like about an hour outside of town, an hour and a half. And so that was kind of the first long extended period of time that I was just gone. And we just kind of had to figure it out. And they did totally fine without me. It was like, I think I even got like, yeah, it felt a little easier at one point. I was like, oh, but it's like, you kind of just roll with it and take it for what it is and keep going.
When it comes to the field of like acting, a lot of people kind of put the whole like parenting thing off, even if they do want to be parents or do want to have families. They kind of, put that to the side for a bit because they do recognize that it can put a lot of strain on the whole family dynamic because you are gone for so long sometimes.
Yeah. And it's just so sporadic. And but I guess like, jumping back a little bit, how you said like time management and talking about all that and how you kind of keep things busy. And that's a really easy way because as a parent, there's always stuff to do. You're never really not busy. And so you just kind of have to blend the two together. And I think it's very doable. Clearly, a lot of people are very successful at acting and parenting, and it takes support for sure. I don't know, like it'd be impossible to do it alone, clearly.
Yeah.
But if you've got the support, then it's sweet. And then my son gets to see me do really cool things, and he loves it. I'll have a commercial come out, and he's all excited to watch it. And it's exciting.
Another thing that I find in talking with actors is, and somebody told me once that everything that they do, no matter how big the part may be, if it's a commercial or if it's like a little 2-second scene that you probably work like a couple of days on, or music video or what have you. What I found very interesting that I had never thought of before he told me was, when you have that role, no matter how small it is, that role is yours forever. Like no one else is going to play that role unless it's something that, like, that's been played forever, like a James Bond or some iconic character. There's always going to be a new Batman or what have you. But when you have a lot of these other roles that are very unique, that role is pretty much yours forever. No one else is going to play that. So he told me, like, he takes a lot of pride in everything he does because of that fact.
That's interesting. That's a really good point. I like that.
Even if I was like, I would cherish that forever. If I was like guy holding pizza in the background and I'm like, you could barely see my face, I'd be like, that's me.
Whoa, whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
I will always be guy holding pizza in that scene.
Guy holding pizza. Thank you very much. Nailed it. Yeah, that's great. I really like that. On
Instagram and stuff, you're very active and you're very outdoorsy, which is really cool. Like, how important is it for you to just like get outdoors and just do stuff?
Oh, like really important. I get stir crazy if I don't, for sure. I've spent a lot of time, prior to acting, I had a million jobs. One of them, I was a tree planter. I don't know if you've heard much about what tree planters are up in northern Canada. Probably not, but you work up in the bush for 3 months of the year and sleep in a tent and go out and plant thousands of trees a day. They're little seedlings or like yearlings, and it's it's laborious, and you're just outside and very repetitive and hard and different. But I found doing that for 5 summers straight, like you just kind of connect with the outdoors and find I get a lot from it. It's like my way to fill up my bucket is to go back outside and do stuff. I have to be doing stuff. You can't just go sit on a park bench. I have to be moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice living here in Calgary because we have so much to do, like right outside the city. You can go skiing, you can go mountain biking. There's lakes, there's all sorts of fun stuff to do, but I need it to recharge. Definitely. I find I get drained.
Yeah, that must be really great. It was really good to live in a climate to where, you can just drive like maybe an hour or so north and you hit snow, and then, or you can drive like an hour south and just hit like, mountains and stuff like that.
Yeah. So for Calgary, it's like an hour, any direction. So basically like an hour and a bit away, you've got mountains, you've got prairies, you've got desert. And it's just like, there's so much just right here. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. Like we're going to go snowmobiling this weekend. So we're going to go take the snowmobiles out to the mountains. And mind you, that's where we go, is about 4 hours southwest, but still it's worth it for the drive.
I think I'm right in the middle. Like I'm right like near Phoenix in the capital. So pretty much where we are. Yeah. Pretty much where we are, you could drive an hour north, and like even right now it's like snowing like a lot. There's like 6 feet of snow right now. So I could drive an hour.
Not the snow.
Yeah. I could drive like an hour and then just like hit snow and stuff, go to the forest and stuff. And then even where I live right now, I could look out my window and see the mountains and stuff, and right now they're just full of grass and it looks really nice, and I love that I'm just able to I could literally just like walk to the mountains if I wanted to.
That's so nice. It's so, I just feel like it's so important. And a lot of people I think would benefit from doing it more.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And I find it's really helpful to have a bunch of great outdoor skills in the film industry. I mean, booking commercials and being able to just like I've done mountain biking, I've done snowboarding and hiking and running, and it's exciting. So I like that. Got the skills.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
Have you ever thought about doing any like, or have you done any stunt work?
So in the feature I shot this summer, it was an action film, and I got to do my own stunts for that. So it was really fun. I do have a little bit of a martial arts background, and gymnastics background from when I was younger, but a lot of the skills have stuck. And then martial arts, I got into capoeira a little bit. I was down in Brazil, traveling for a few months, and so kind of nerded out pretty hardcore into capoeira down there, and it's been helpful. So the summer I got to do my own fight scenes and running and dodging bullets and throwing myself into rooms. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Loved it. And my own driving, which was really exciting because I love driving. And so I got to drive a bunch of really nice cars and an old 1960s army truck from Germany, which was really cool. All sorts of like switches. And
is it a period piece or is it like
no? It's like and it takes place kind of in a different dimension.
Oh, okay.
Anything goes. So my main car is like a nice Corvette that's armored, and then there's kind of like an army truck. There's like army guys, and so the army truck's there, and then someone takes the army truck, and I take it from them. Yeah, it should be fun. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, that's something that I'll definitely be looking out for.
Yeah, it'll probably be about another year before it's done, though.
Yeah,
As goes the process. It takes a while.